first full moon of the year. Oh my gosh. The words are hard. And I know that I'm competing with author tuber, booktuber marathon right now, but I want to get you guys some stuff. So yeah, spend a little time with me. Can't hurt, right? So grab your drink. I've got my second mug of tea because I was up this morning and I had a great morning. Like I was feeling awesome this morning. So I already started working on the second episode of Amber and Ashes. It's now on to Jen to put in some stuff. And then some descriptions later on. So I think it'll be a good episode. We're already foreshadowing some stuff. So yeah. Phone call. .com. Oh my goodness. Wow. This author tuber, I'm gonna share the link. Just a second. Let me get that link for you guys. It is, even if you've missed some, go back, watch them. There is this marathon that is going on right now. It's in the chat, the link for that. And let me pin that link. There we go. I will pin that so it's at the top. I will be on the 18th. Hi, Sam. It's good to see you. Thank you, Sam, for doing the author tuber thing. Thank you for hopping over and saying hi over here. I probably should have put more videos for you guys. I didn't know. So I only put one of my videos for the week. So, but it has been awesome. You're doing a fantastic job. Yes. I don't envy you. I wanted to pop over and hit the like. Oh, also to let you know that Scrivener coupon I thought I had expired like last year because I'm so on top of things. Oh, thank you for trying to get me a coupon. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Yes, I decided I would try. I've been hearing about Scrivener for so long, and I have been a starving author, and I finally got some money. So I think I'm going to be, trying it. We'll see. We'll see. I use Google Docs so much and I can tie things to everything. There will be a next year. Yes. Awesome. I'm so proud of you and I don't envy you. It's bad enough to do the cookbook and now I've got the anthology coming for On the Wings for Writers. So, whoo. Let's see. Yes, so head on over to the playlist. There are some awesome authors and booktubers. I've been following people as I go. I've been following, not only subscribing to them on YouTube, giving them likes, but also going to their links so that way I can follow them on Instagram, sign up for their newsletter, check out their stuff. So yes, yes. I love supporting other authors because we don't need to compete. There's no competition. You just support each other. You hold each other up because this is a hard business, very hard, and especially if you write romance. That is a big pool. You are in the ocean. You're not in a small pond. You're in the ocean. I'm not a pro at Scrivener. I've been using Docs and Word all the time too. I need to play around with Scrivener more. Yeah, I signed up for the free trial and I'm going to take the tutorial, see, and probably watch the videos on Scrivener. But I'm always trying to try something new and different so it keeps my brain young and active. So anything that can cause my brain to go, wait, what? How do I do this is very good for you. Try doing something that you haven't done before. Like there for what was a year, I used a Mac and just my roommate had a Mac. I went on it, signed on, decided to use a Mac for a year because I'm a PC person. And so yeah, did that, and that really made my brain fire because I was like, "Where's paint? Damn it, where's paint?" And all the things I was used to on my keyboard for being PC was like, ah. But yeah, I do use Google Docs, and I have all of my story stuff in Google Docs. So like my writer's notebooks are in Google Docs, and so I can reference them and art and things like that. So it's like, okay, so you want me to have something that has it all in one place? We'll see. Because I've tried like Campfire, and I couldn't. Campfire required too much work. Geez, Mac. I used one for about 6 months, and I was like, nope, going back to where. Yep. But it causes your brain to fire. Your brain goes, what? My grandmother turned 90 last year. And the one thing I have learned about her about longevity is to never stop and to learn something new as often as possible. And yeah, we also had a neuroscientist come in when I'm a member of Psychi, which is the psychology honor society. Because I was taking psychology and I was a psych major in college. And we had a neuroscientist come in to interview to be a professor. And so the Psychi members got to interview her. And she was like, yes, those brain games, yeah, they don't do as much as they prescribe that they do, but doing something unusual and making your brain synapses fire differently routinely as often as you can, that is what really keeps your brain young and active, because your brain is lazy. Our whole bodies are lazy. And a little aggressive. Um, we've been watching too much Perot right lately, so little graces. That's awesome. Being 90, I bet she has so much knowledge. I love listening. Oh my God, she is amazing. For her 90th birthday, she went skydiving. And she grows 10 feet tall and fire from her eyes, lightning shoots from her mouth. She's scared, Jen. But no, my grandma is the coolest. Do not take the check. Do not take it. If she says she's paying, you back off. Don't do it. My grandmother is awesome. She one year she gave herself a hot air balloon ride for her birthday. Last year she went skydiving. The video was on Facebook. I mean, I want to be her when I grow up because she's just amazing. And apparently she not only did she go skydiving at 90, but apparently she really impressed all of the skydiving people, because when they landed, she was just smooth. She is amazing. But what's funny is that she went into the hospital because she was having this pain in her chest, and she was like, and they were running all these tests on her, trying to figure out what it was. And she just went home because they couldn't figure out what it was. And she was laying there. She's like, that was the side that had the pull cord. I bet you I bruised myself. So then she goes back to the hospital, goes in and tells them, I'm so sorry, I forgot. I went skydiving and that was the side that the pull cord was on. So I'm so sorry that you guys ran all those tests and things. That's my grandma. That is my grandma. She's a wealth of story ideas all on her own. Character ideas. Just, yeah. She's amazing. She's the kind of person that goes on vacation and meets someone while she's on vacation and becomes pen pals with them. I bet those techs and nurses were like, yeah. Yep. First of all, You went skydiving? And she's a little 4'11".
10-foot tall. Laser out of her mouth.
And I dedicated my first novel to her. So when my novel published, I made a trip to go visit her, and as part of my book tour, and had her sign my copy. And so I have a picture of us, me holding my copy and her holding her copy, and they're both signed
10 feet.
with the book.
Lightning.
It's in a shadow box. I have it all together. 4'11" with a 10-foot attitude. Yeah. Yeah.
She will eat your soul.
She would love that.
You love that.
I'm 5'7" with 5'7" attitude, I guess.
I'm somehow 5'6" with short torso and short legs.
I know. When I drive, Jen has to then move the seat up and move it higher. Because when I get in, I move the seat all the way back and I lower the seat. So, because I like to be as far from the steering wheel as I can get, because I know that when that airbag deploys, I don't want it to bust my nose. I just don't want a broken nose because of the airbag. So I'm usually as back as far as I can go. Ooh, Jen is organizing today. She's pulling a me. She's pulling a Virgo.
No,
She's pulling my Virgo card. Oh my gosh. So what else going on? So we got the AuthorTuber, BookTuber marathon going on, which is awesome. Tomorrow starts the 15 days of the Lunar New Year. So you start cleaning your house and visiting family, things like that. So I'm going to start decorating for Lunar New Year. Depends on the day of who I'm with. I'm either 5'9" and only that. But if someone threatens one of mine, I go all 11 foot with a rock type raised brow, or so I've been told. Oh, I go silent. Silent and deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Jen has seen it. And she doesn't want to see it again, as far as I know.
Tell them about the trophy.
So I was helping out at a convention. And I have been doing animation conventions and helping out for a really long time. And this was a new convention. So I was helping them out. And it was not a good weekend. It was not a good weekend. The person who was over me decided that I was doing such a fantastic job that he was just going to take off. And I literally never saw him come to the table and actually do work. He was gone. So that was not fun because I basically had no breaks. So people had to bring me food and I had to rush to the bathroom and rush back because I had no breaks. So I had no chance to go play games myself. I had no chance to go look at the dealer's room, things like that. So I was a little ticked about that. That at first, I was a little bit like, okay, I'm sorry. You're supposed to be my supervisor. So I was already a little, So then we had a group. I'm not going to name the organization. I'm not going to name anything like that. Oh, yeah, he was being a dick. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that word. It is a technical term. So these were new people running a convention, and we had this organization that was running games, and they're a national organization. I'm just going to say that. Just going to say that. And they were being very big dog attitude. They wanted the whole room to themselves. They wanted they wanted things their way. They didn't want to do what everybody else was being made to do. And so I was trying to work with them. But I was trying to also work with the owners of the convention that told me what they wanted. I'm not being rude. I'm not a rude person, right, Jen? Rude is not my go-to.
It's mine.
I'm usually, if you pulled out sarcasm out of me, there's a reason. So I'm not rude. I'm trying to work with them, and I'm trying to get this done. And so the convention owners know I'm having an issue with them. They know there's an issue. They're complaining to me about the issue about this group. So I thought, okay, they're on my side. We're going to find a solution. So one of them tells me the next day, okay, we're going to divide them up. We're going to move them out of that room. I was like, okay. So we moved their tables out of that room. We've moved them all over the convention. Well, they complain. And so they go to me, they complain, they go to the one of the convention owners and they complain. And so me and the convention owner are there and we're trying to talk to them, and I'm trying to explain, and then the convention owner says, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll fix everything." She's basically undermined me in front of this group. Undermined me not only as someone working for them, but undermined me as a woman in front of them. So I walked away. I went back and sat down, continued to do my job. And then one of the convention goers, there was two people. One of the convention owners comes up to me and he says, "So what are we doing about this organization?" I said, "I have no idea. It's up to you guys. I'm not touching them. I'm not talking to them. I'm not doing anything with them." And he's like, big eyes. Oh yeah, he big-eyed me like, "What happened?" So he took off, and I didn't hear any more about it. Didn't hear a peep about it. And I didn't deal with it. I let them handle them. They obviously wanted to handle that and do the good old boy system, so I let them handle it. So then at the end of the convention, they were giving out awards, and they decided to give out this award to me as like a, please don't be mad. And it was weighty. It was metal and wood, and it was weighty. And so they handed it to me, and I'm holding it. And by this, Jen has noticed I've gone silent. There's steam coming out of my ears. Christy knows, my best friend knows. Oh shit, she's pissed. So they give me this award.
Hard metal pointy object.
Oh yeah. And I took it in my hand, and then my hand started to come back because I was going to throw it. Violence was going to occur. And I start to pull it back, and my boyfriend takes it out of my hand and hands it to Jen. And I turned and looked at him like, "You took my weapon away. I will now use you." And he was like, No, I was silent. Didn't say a thing. And yeah. Of course, my boyfriend then pulled another stupid by inviting them over for dinner a few months later so that we could work through this. And I came home from college. I was at college and I came home.
I was hiding.
Jen was hiding. I came home from college. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I got to help with dinner. I got to help clean up after dinner. I got to study. So I come in and there's a vehicle there I'm not recognizing. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I come in the door and Jen grabs me, pulls me into the kitchen. I think because she knew violence would occur. Nope, nope, he's got to take their butts out. Yes. So she pulls me into the kitchen, and she's not alone. There's other people there with her, and they're like, the convention owners are in the living room. And I went, what? And Kenneth wants to have dinner with them and y'all to talk. And I went, nope, either they go or I go. I will walk out back out the front door. I am not doing this. And someone had to go and relay the message to him that I was not going to talk to them at all, because I would tell them things they did not want to hear, and my prediction was correct. They then shut down. 2 years later,
Yep.
2 years later, they shut down. They no longer had a convention, and I was like, "Yep, yeah, oh, whew." So yeah, silent and deadly raven is not a good thing. Oh wow, I have just chitter chattered away. It was story time. Just story time. I wonder if those convention goers, I'm sure, don't watch my YouTube channel. I'm sure. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start our little tips and tricks section of the video. And we are still working through The Writer's Little Helper by James B. Smith Jr. Highly recommend this. And let's see. Oh, my bookmark is Rach D. Adams' bookmark. Silent and deadly anything is not a good thing, but highly entertaining to watch the situation play out. Yeah, I'm sure Jen enjoyed it from the she's not mad at me side.
I'm an enabler.
She's like, oh, she's not mad at me. It's okay.
Let's hope that's right.
I will go try to help bail her out of jail. She would. She would bail me out of jail. She would. If she wouldn't be in there with me. Her or Christy would be inside with me. We'd probably have to get somebody else to bail us out of jail. Okay. Well, we got another checklist today. So this is structuring your first words. And it says, most writers find the opener the easiest scene to write. Go around taking donations for bail money.
GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe for bail money. They get bit by the bug and they knock out the first 3 chapters in a week and then nothing. Hi, Anna. It's good to see you. We're on the tips and tricks. We're doing structuring your first words. So most writers get the opening, they get the first 3 chapters out in a week and then nothing. The hard copy of those fiery first chapters collects dust for years because the writer didn't see where the story was headed, the characters didn't take over the story as they expected, and the writing bug vanished in the humdrum of life. A lot of people that happens to them. Yeah. $5 per pay-per-view to watch the silent and deadly act before. I love that, Sam. Jen would set up a pay-per-view. She would. She would.
And be the commentator.
She would be my commentator. Well, I am not getting to this tips and tricks section. Okay. My advice is to write the climax of your novel first. That's a good idea. Even if only in sketch form. The moment you do, you have a destination, even if only 1,000 words. From the time you sketch out that climax, you'll spend every spare moment trying to find beginnings and middles to get to that ending material. Even if you do write the closer first, you'll eventually have to get to the opener. So let's discuss its essentials. Point A, the opener. A great opener might include any or all of the following: a great first line, excellent high action, high drama, high anxiety, an intro to the heroic character, an intro to the worthy adversary, especially in mystery. Mystery, you want your adversary to show up somewhere soon. Problems that stand in the way of the heroic character achieving a worthy goal. Your best writing style to set the tone and to show you can write action, conflict, imagery, dialogue, irony. I need to do that. I have a difficult time writing out the climax, so maybe doing it first will be to get the book done faster. Yeah, that's a good try. Yeah. A feel for the story setting and atmosphere or mood. Mood is a good thing to have in the first chapter. Foreshadowing of things to come. I like somebody to where you do the first chapter as if it is a 3-act itself, and it foreshadows the ending of the book, like the climax. Above all, a single overwhelming central problem that will only get worse until it appears incapable of being solved. A problem that will defeat the heroic character unless they defeat it in the closer. Blech. Closer. What is that word? How many scenes in the opener? As many as you require to continue the momentum of the novel's first scene. Introduce characters. Commit the heroic character to their worthy goal and put the central conflict in motion, leading to the point of no return compilation. A scene to end the opener, the first major turning point in your novel. At the end of this point of no return compilation scene, the writer sets up for the story is done. The reader understands the problems facing the main characters and feels certain that the events have been set in motion towards some kind of inevitable climactic confrontation. An example might demonstrate better that an academic dissertation. In the film Fargo, the crank scheme at the center of the story might be undone at any time until a state trooper and 2 witnesses are murdered on the road. After that point, there is no going back to the way things were for anybody in the story. Now that a point of no return for you. What's a point of no? Now that's a point of no return for you. So yeah, maybe starting the climax scene first. At least sketch it out. So you know where you're going. So yeah, that's from the Writer's Little Helper, James V. Smith Jr., Everything You Need to Know to Write Better and Get Published. Highly recommend this. See if you can't check it out from your library. See if you like it. Let me put that away. I have puppies going everywhere. What? Why? Where? Pourquoi? Mama G, do you think you can take them outside? Put them outside. Destiny's staring at the back door. Let's see if I can. Why are you being so silly? I'm trying to pull up the next chapter if the seas catch fire, but I'm having difficulty. Don't forget to check out the AuthorTuber, BookTuber marathon. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. There are some awesome people. So you can stream hop around if you want. And this is not pulling up. Why are you not pulling up? Let's see. We will pull this up somehow, some way. The sea sketch. No, that's beta. That's not what I wanted. Let's see if this one's the one. Okay, here we go. We want chapter 6. Okay, chapter 6. All right, let me click our reading thing. There we go. Do you guys want me to take the slideshow off? Are we good? Hi, Rach. Are you stream hopping over? We're about to do the reading of chapter 6. If you would like to hear the previous chapters of my latest book, If the Seas Catch Fire, there is a playlist on my channel. Tea Time, If the Seas Catch Fire. If you would like to hear the previous 2 books, Into the Fire is the first one, and The Fire Inside is the second one, and they both have their own playlists. Hello, made it in time. Yay! All right. Let me know if I need to take the slideshow off if that's too distracting. Oh, thank you. All right. First, let me get some tea. I'm drinking English breakfast tea with creamer because I'm sorry, British people. I'm sorry. The blue folder that Tony gave me at the engagement party sits open on my desk as I swirl my leather chair back and forth, waiting for Morgan Martinez, an editor for a small local news outlet, to pick up at the other end. Morgan, I have a story you're going to want to buy. We go way back. He bought my first story when I switched from acting, which I was terrible at, to freelance journalism. I've spent the last few days looking into the companies that Tony and his friends gave me and came up with a plan for a multi-part expose on sex trafficking in the Pacific Northwest. You always have my attention, he tells me. We talk about the copy and agree on a price as I hit send on the first installment before we hang up. Afterwards, I busy myself with getting ready to pick up Mallory for Hutchinson's big thank you dinner. Walking through my open-plan industrial apartment, dark wood floor on my bedroom is chilly under my bare feet. Opening the black painted wardrobe doors, I glance over my suits and ties. It's rare that I genuinely like a politician, but here I am. I could do without the gratitude, but these events are important for elected officials. I smile to myself as I try to imagine what Mallory will wear and how quickly we will skip out of the dinner. I can't wait to be alone with her again. Memories swamp my mind as I stand staring into my closet, thinking about her size and feeling her skin under my hands and lips. It was overwhelming and wonderful and unlike anything I've experienced before. I hadn't dreamed that it would be like coming home. I don't think I could go back to what we were before that night, and I hope she feels the same way. But she did seem a little uncomfortable once everything was over. It was almost reflective to cover up the strained silence with the suggestion to go back to the party and to use the friend card to invite her to this dinner. A text message sounds from the driver as I shrug into my navy suit jacket. I confirm the message and head downstairs. After sliding in, I'm glad I left plenty of time to get from my apartment to Mallory's. She's all the way over in Madison Park area, and I walk up to the doorman. He asks for the apartment number I'm visiting. It's good to see she has decent security, and I glance around the modern decorated lobby while he calls up. Nodding, he ushers me further into the building, giving me the floor number. She blows me over when she answers the door, absolutely stunning in a little black cocktail dress with a crimson lining and accents. Clutching my chest, I back up the step to take her in from bouncy blonde curls to the tips of her heels. The updo leaves some artfully placed strands framing her face, leaving her delicious neck bare. You are stunning. Thank you. You look handsome. I preen at her compliment and strike a pose, which makes her giggle. She turns and grabs a bag off the table by the door and shuts the door behind her, then places her keys in her purse. Shall we? I offer my arm for her so we can make our way to the elevator. Her skin is so soft, and I remember vividly for a moment having my hands and lips on every inch. My arousal peaks quickly, and I breathe through my mouth to cool my libido.
I'm coming.
Where am I at? On the drive to the location, I ask her how work is going. Miss Moran wants us to build a new headquarters for her business, so we're clashing on ideas for the basic design. We've gone back to the drawing board a few times already. That sucks, but I'm sure it'll be the best stuff you have ever come up with. Thanks. What are you working on? I tell her about the information that Tony gave me and the plans I have for the story. I'm happy to share with her that just today I sold the first part to a news outlet and that'll be out this weekend. Congratulations! I hope those women find justice. And it's great that you're going to be part of that. When do you and the guys go on tour? This month. The Fairmont Olympic Hotel sparkles in the evening light as we pull up. It's a 20s Italian Renaissance design on full display. We wait for the attendant to open the car door. A few members of the local press are here and mind the walkway up to the stairs. I turn and reach for her hand once I'm out of the car. She looks like a model, her hair shining in the lights, and a blush pink on her cheeks. I desperately want to kiss her, but not in front of this lot of camera flashes blinding us, and they scream for us to look at the camera and turn this way. The opulent lobby with domed ceilings, Versailles-like chandeliers, and staircases looks right out of a Disney princess movie. Mallory shines like a jewel in the gilded box. And I'm a goner, head over heels for her and the luckiest SOB in the world. We're surrounded by most of Seattle's elite movers and shakers as we move further into the gathering. .com millionaires rub shoulders with celebrities and sons and daughters of local political dynasties. I guide Mallory to the bar and we both order a drink. Is that? I catch her wide eyed and staring at someone close to us among the glittering crowd. Louise Norton, certified accountant? Yes. He's my CPA too, she says as if in surprise. I think I did good for our first date, if her reactions are anything to go on. You must do well, I say, by way of congratulations. He's a big name accountant, and I'm glad to hear she's using him. He has rotten teeth, she says as she takes a sip of her vodka and tonic. I laugh at her observation. Luis is short, but many people are shorter than me. He's also small bodied with fair skin and thick black hair that's already receding. Despite his poorly fitting clothes, there's this threatening aura I've always sensed from him. Maybe because he plays with people's money all day. As I sip at my Southern Comfort on the rocks, I spot the conservative radio host, Trevor Trevino, standing with the police chief, George Anderson, and another man. See that guy standing over there? Tall, willowy, pale skin? Yeah, that's Trevor Trevino. For a guy with such a great Boston accent, he certainly doesn't look all that great. The other man with them is a petite with fair skin. He has cold, almond-shaped hazel eyes, a narrow nose, and a round chin. His clothing is slightly too small, but pressed and starched. And there's Fidel Ellis. He won that case for Jude Rosario last spring. I motion with my glass at the third man standing with them. He's willowy with dark skin. Fidel has a distinct, disinterested quality about him. I remember that. It was shocking. But I guess you can't always pick your clients. Mallory shrugs her shoulders, reminding me about what she said about her current client. Sorry, I'm using a different thing, so I'm trying to find where I'm at. Hmm. And you know all these people? She's back, and I could see it in by the way her eyes gleam in my direction. I know a few of them, I allow somewhat modestly, from pieces I've written and the work I did with Hutchinson. I worked on some of his political speeches and helped with some positive spin during the campaign. Hutchinson makes his way towards us. His bright smile takes up the entirety of his face. I bristle when he looks Mallory up and down like a prize, instinctively reassuring her with a subtle hand resting at the base of her back. Steve, who is this beauty? He asks, wanting to be introduced to Mallory. Mallory, this is Chaparro Hutchinson, the new deputy mayor. Hutchinson, this is Mallory Hooper. I gesture with my other hand as I introduce them to each other. He takes Mallory's hand in his and kisses her knuckles in a gallant old world style that matches the building we're in. She smiles at him, but it has none of the warmth I know her eyes can contain. I've seen those blue eyes burn like fire on the ocean. Steve worked so hard on the campaign. I'm truly indebted to him. What are you up to now, Steve, besides escorting this lovely woman among the masses? I just sold an exciting expose to a news outlet on sex trafficking and its ties to the city in the Pacific Northwest. It's due out soon. Well, the first installment is. How sad for the women who are victims of this crime. Tell me if you need anything. I want to help any way I can. He looks away and nods at someone who seems to get his attention across the room. Duty calls. Have a lovely evening, Miss Mallory Hooper. It was lovely to meet you. I hope we can chat again before the night is over. I do as well. She fixes a polite smile on her face for Hutchinson, and that he misses because he's already leaving us. Have you done this before? I ask. Wouldn't you like to know? After the fancy chicken dinner for me and the seasonal salmon dish for her, we both extract ourselves from the dinner as fast as we can. I don't feel bad about leaving. When Hutchison thanked me for my work on the campaign, I stood and accepted the applause. As soon as I sat back down, I texted the driver. Now, with Mallory's hand in mine, we make our way as far from the throngs as fast as she can, wearing those sexy heels. The driver has the car door open as we walk up, and we crawl into the back. She snuggles up to me, and her breath on the skin of my neck, and my gut tightens as I feel myself growing hard from her again and adjust myself in the car seat. I'm wearing some of the lingerie Anna made just for me. Her whisper makes the hair at the back of my neck stand up, and I try unsuccessfully to fight back a groan. Can this driver move any faster? You'd say that in Seattle traffic, wouldn't you? I remark accusingly. Her sexy giggle doesn't help as I imagine peeling every bit of lingerie from her body with my teeth. From the look in her stormy blue eyes, she must be reading my mind. Hold on a second. Tea to the rescue. Several days later. The bright sun is reflecting off the blue and purple swooping design of the massive black tour bus in a vacant parking lot as I get dropped off by a car service. It still blows my mind that we have come this far. Moving across the parking lot, I see Mallory pull up in her VW Bug, but Mike's already there to give her a hug when she climbs out. He gives Nash a fist bump before he goes ahead and hops on the bus. Thoughts of leaving everyone behind for a while makes the moment bittersweet, but it's overshadowed by the excitement of doing what I love. I spy Mallory heading toward Raven, who is standing nearby as I catch Tony sweeping the bus exterior with a bug detector in the corner of my eye. You gotta love the paranoid man. I wait to get a chance to hug my best friend while she watches Nash get last minute instructions from Travis. Travis holds Raven in his arms, his head resting on top of her head, her face buried in his chest. The sight causes something to tighten in my chest. I feel myself drawn to Mallory, who is nearby, prepared to give Raven a moral support. Before I'm even aware I've taken a step in Mallory's direction, suddenly I'm in front of her, taking her hand head in my hands and kissing her with everything unsaid between us. I know she doesn't want to hear it yet, so I pour it into my kiss instead. I edge back from the kiss and smile at her. I'll keep in touch, promise. I never doubted you would, she laughs, but it's a strained laugh, as if she's trying too hard to make everything light. I hear Nash waiting patiently to escort Raven back home. Promise something to Travis, who's kissing Raven one last time. This is the first time they've been apart since he went and got her from the safe house in Oklahoma a few months back. I linger around Mallory to give her a chance to chat with me, but my mind is blank in this moment for something to say or some witty retort. It feels like she's already pulling away, and the more I try to grab, the closer she is to smoke in my hands. I back up and hug Raven quickly instead. We'll still do movie days. You betcha. Raven tries so hard to look like she won't cry. Mallory puts her arm around her shoulders, and Nash moves them towards the SUV. Mallory looks back over her shoulder and waves at me as she puts Raven in the passenger seat. I raise my hand and wave back. We have to wait for Nando to show up. It's half an hour after we agreed for him to show up in a taxi. Holding us up even more, he demands to meet the band security before we head out, and loudly proclaims his disappointment that Tony or anyone from Tony's team isn't coming with us. Celeste, our public relations manager and publicist, with Tony's help, hired new security for the tour, since Tony and his buddies are getting their security business, Bastion LLC, off the ground at the moment. Our poor man Maximilio, Max, glares his narrow brown eyes down his nose at Nando, and the audacity to question his leadership skills. I've seen that particular set of to the shoulders before, as Max squares up, a threatening military aura that reminds me of my old command officer. After Nando hissy fit, he settles down with his phone in the bus's lounge area, and we finally get on our way. I pull out a game console. Nando asks what games we have, and I agree recently to choose a first-person shooter, and I try to bond a little with as the wheels eat the road. At least this can help me push down the worry over Mallory pulling away and what it'll mean when I get back home. All right, everybody. That was chapter 6 of If the Seas Catch Fire, my newest book, which you can buy. It's on Amazon. And that is Stephen Mallory's story. That was Steve's chapter. Next week will probably be Mallory's chapter. I tend to, I split POV chapter. They get their own chapter. So yeah, probably next week will probably be a Mallory chapter. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to listen to previous chapters, of course, click on the playlist, Tea Time, If the Seas Catch Fire. And if you want to hear the previous 2 books, Into the Fire has its own playlist, and so does The Fire Inside, which will introduce you to all these people like Travis and Raven. Their book is book 1, Into the Fire. Tony and Anna, their book is The Fire Inside, book 2. So all those books are available, and I am currently working on the last piece for the box set. It is being a Tukey head, because I didn't realize that it was a rough draft until I had already fixed everything else, and now I have to fix it. So, but I am getting there. I'm also working on the Wings for Writers cookbook. I am doing the tedious conversions at the moment, and we are adding pages. So I'm getting some good stuff from some of the spotlight authors. So sneak peeks from their novels, and we're going to get some stuff like how they feel about cooking and food scarcity, things like that. And I'll be putting in a conversion table. So yeah, there's some good stuff in there. The cookbook is going to benefit Edible Schoolyard this year. Also, On the Wings for Writers is doing an anthology. We are seeking submissions. It is a fantasy anthology. The theme is the gray area between good and evil. You can submit your shorts for that. We're taking shorts, characters, sketches, settings, sketches, all sorts of things like that. So yeah, good morning, Devin. Thanks for coming over for a bit. We are kind of wrapping up here so everybody can get back to the AuthorTuber, BookTuber marathon. Because I don't want to miss that either. I've got cookbook to work on and things like that, and I got a little while before my lunch break, which after my lunch break I do admin work. So, but I did get over 200 words this morning, thanks to the sprints. On the second episode for Ember and Ashes. So episode 11 drops for Hematite Without Faith on Thursday. The second episode for Amber and Ashes dropped on Friday. So if you like urban fantasy, noir mystery, head on over to my link tree, click on Anne Crow, and you can get that funness. I'm dropping those on Medium. They are free to read. So enjoy. They have their own link, so they're all together. Tomorrow starts Lunar New Year, the first 15 days before Lunar New Year. So happy Year of the Snake coming up. Woo woo. Apparently it's going to be an interesting year for horses. I'm a horse. Jen is a rat. So yeah, check that out. What else is going on? Oh, we are going to be interviewing Adrian Santiago from Books by Adrian next month. So art's coming out for that soon. Check my social media and On the Wings for Writers stuff. Join us. We'd love to have you over there. So take care, and I will see you guys hopefully this weekend. Health pending. And I hope to have some more shorts and stuff with you guys soon. But yeah, so I got a new holder for my phone so I can do some shorts. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'll be rooting for you. And yeah, take care. You know, little heart. Bye.